Matt here. So I'm going to walk through how I came to be enslaved by a man called Michael Armstrong. So Michael is, how do I put it? He's a bit of a toss-up. That's the simple way to put it. He did he was part of the radio people. He also did cyber warfare for Army. And following association with that, I came to Canberra. At the moment I came to Canberra and got to know him, I ended up meeting and understanding people in his community, and I ended up dealing with cyber attacks and harassment by members of the Australian Signals Directorate and members of the Army Signals Corps, or ex-members, because the way it works in that community is that people will go through Army to get their training, particularly in cyber warfare. They try and teach people decision-making skills in that, and then there's like this job ecosystem afterwards with defense people, and I got to swim all through that. I got to see how the industry functioned, and what happened is that I was then is that a lot of these people, they're very juvenile and they're very Machiavellian people, and they're your standard 4chan troll kind of people. It's just that they decided to put on a uniform at some point in their life. But they're still every little bit as petty, malicious, sadistic. They're like that. They're truly heinous individuals, really. And what happened is that I ended up dealing with hacks. I ended up dealing with constant cyberbullying, and they just do it for fun. They just do it for fun. And I never had these experiences before in my life until I moved to Canberra. And it was pretty fucking terrible. Now, remembering that Michael's background is that he was the link between the Australian Signals Directorate and Army. Originally he was cyber warfare in Army. And what he did is that he started a cult, and he also played up this thing that he was running a kind of like a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu veteran support group. And I was a member of that. I'm a veteran. I've been dealing with a whole lot of terrible situations. I joined the group, and what I found is that because I was just like, I was in a lot of ways the bee's knees to these people, I had these people trying to latch onto me and trying to get information from me and learning skills relating to social science. They wanted me to become one of them, and I realized that no, I don't want that. But what was worse though is what Michael was doing is that he was trying to run an incubator. So there's this business model with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu gyms, is that you'll turn your trainees into sort of social media talent, and their behavior of them helps you promote your gym. And because his business revolves around social media, he was trying to build us up, the people in his gym up, so that we'd end up being promoters for his gym. And because I have done so much more than any of them in a host of different domains, they kind of tried to latch onto me. And to him, I'm his talent, if that makes sense. I'm his star pony. Like I'm Michael Jackson in the Jackson 5. Not even Michael is the Michael Jackson in the Jackson 5. He's one of the support acts in it. And what's happened from this is that he's then tried to capitalize on this to get himself promoted and get attention for him. Like, it's all been about him trying to get attention for his purposes. But he failed to build a collaborative relationship with me. He was actually quite obnoxious to me. That relationship broke down. The way he sees the world is very top down. He grew up in a patriarchal cult. He spent his time in the army. He cannot see the world outside of the lens of control and domination, and he has people around him who cheer him on as he tries to control and dominate. He is a heinous man. And what he's done is that he's tried to harass me, because the more he harasses me and abuses me, the more value he gets, the more attention he gets, and that it hopefully provides him some sort of monetary reward in the end. But all I've been asking for him this entire time is for him to leave me alone, understand that I'm not okay with our friendship. I'm not okay with how it's treated by the people in his gym and his community. And I've asked him to leave multiple times. We currently have a restraining order. He routinely violates that restraining order. It has been a hellish experience. This is what happens when you're famous, is that people come along trying to scab off you, try to scab attention, try to scab something. And so because there's this incentive at play, I'm trying to have to come up with means of signaling against it, so providing negative reinforcement. So when he does that, I'll play a video describing how horrific Signals an army is. And it's actually just those specific parts, the parts that he's involved in, because he's a terrible person or something like that. The main thing is that when I have abuse from this community, I need to be able to push back against it. I've asked to be left alone many times. We have a court order in place. He is violating that court order routinely because there's an incentive at play for him to do it. He is violating his court order because there's potential financial reward for him in doing that. And it's a situation where, like, there needs to be a legal intervention to thwart him, right? And because there's these privileged people in society who, like, you know, they'll play up that they're a war veteran or something, and he's barely a war veteran. I've have far more combat experience than he does, and I never deployed. I've got more experience running life and death situations. He just, the closest thing he ever did to that was manage the walkie-talkies. So yeah, big issue with him. The thing is that my standard strategy is to not provide him attention, but I need to make this as a statement and describe what's going on, just as another kind of thing in the continuation of it. In the coming days, it might not matter too much, but for now, this is what I'm saying. Like, I'd like him to fuck off. His community can fuck off, and we'll all be very happy.